parts and whatnot. Up here, kind of. Sort of. Vancouver. You know, BC and Vancouver, Washington. And the family lives on Whidbey. And this is the Mosier Corridor, the Circle of Fire region of the United States. So anyway, Mosier and his family were going to go down to the Seattle Film Festival. And I was just like, oh my God, I'll totally go. And that's where I bonded heavily with Scott Mosier's family and Mosier himself. And we went and saw Allison Anderson from Gas Food Lodging. And we saw Jim Jarmusch's flick, Night on Earth. And it was awesome because we hadn't made films yet, and we were still like, oh, these people are amazing, and who can do this sort of magical thing, make a movie about bullshit and nothing? I want to be in that world and whatnot. And then the next time Seattle plays a crucial role in my life was in the writing of Dogma. And it was still in that area. Oh, I'm not going to stop fucking patronizing me. I think it was actually before I went up to film school. I was here for like 2 weeks with my uncle down Federal Way after my brother and I found the apartment before I went back. It was either a week or 2 weeks. I had a lot of free time. I was 21 and making a huge life change and shit like that for me at least. My head was weird. I didn't know where I was going to be. All of a sudden the shit I used to believe in didn't seem real anymore. I was raised Catholic. And I was sitting there going, I don't know, man, this shit seems like it could be like Greek myths at this point. Like it seemed like at one point the Greeks were like, no, seriously, Zeus really comes in the form of a cow and fucks women. Let us pray. You know, that was literally their faith. Like they seriously believed in shit. They're like, what do we do with this virgin? I'm like, kill her and offer her to Zeus. And people were like, okay. Like it made sense and whatnot. So one day it all changed and everybody's like, oh no, that's not religion, that's literature. And we were like, oh, it's funny stories. Okay, now I get it. And I suddenly started thinking like, in about 100 years, somebody's probably going to say the same shit about what I believe in right now, maybe a few more years than that. I said, but like suddenly, I was just reaching that age where I was like, religion doesn't do it for me anymore, at least organized religion. And I went for a walk and I was in the Federal Way area. I couldn't have been far from Uncle's house because look at me. It's not like I was going for a soul-searching 20-mile walk, you know. I probably got halfway down the block and was like, oh God. Oh, a church, thank God, you know. I found this Catholic church and whatnot, and sat in the church for a while and started thinking, and was just like, wow, I have no connection. This all seems like utter bullshit. But I was so sad because I was so raised in it, and a big part of who I was and whatnot. And there's a priest there, and he was just like, when Mass was going on, they tend to stop and talk to you if you're alone in the church for one of two reasons. One, you may need help. Two, you may want to steal the Eucharist to have sex with it. When I was growing up in our Catholic school, they were always locking the doors because they were afraid of Satanists robbing the tabernacle and shit, taking the Eucharist and fucking it, I guess. Or, having sex on the altar or something like that, which I thought would have been hot and a selling point for the religion, but they didn't. So anyway, I'm sitting there in this empty church, and the guy comes up, priest and whatnot. He's a younger priest, hip priest and shit like that. He's like, you're all right? And I was like, I am kind of. I said, but like, you got a few minutes? He said, yeah. Come to my office. And I was like, great, another Catholic priest is gonna fuck me. So we go into his office, and he's like, what's the problem? I was like, man, I just hit a crossroads, I guess, hit a wall with this whole belief thing. And I don't know, and I explained the whole Greek myths thing, and he's like, I see. Well, I don't know that he would necessarily have sex with women as a cow, Kevin, but still, point is well taken. And I was just like, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. What should I don't know what to say. I don't walk in and feel the same thing. And he said, well, the thing is, when you learned about all this, you were young. You've had it presented to you since youth. And when you're young, you're a little glass, and you're very easy to fill up. The older you get, the bigger the glass gets, you gotta find new things to fill that glass up because the same amount of faith ain't gonna do it. And I was like, right on, I'm totally stealing that and putting it in a movie. And he was like, right on. So anyway, Seattle, 3 times, a big help for me. So this is me coming back to say thank you. And don't applaud, stop it, so much to do. But we should really get going. I don't know how it's run here, but where are the microphones? How are they doing it? It's the same thing? Are there mics up front?
They forgot the microphones.
Did they? Wow. Crucial. All right, no, there's a microphone. And is there another one too? One there. And is it just down here, or are there any up top? Just 2, and they're all down here. So the people upstairs, absolutely fucked. so you're gonna go to people? Instead of them lining up, you're gonna run to them with the mic? Oh my, you poor thing. All right, so there they are, two people overly dressed with microphones. If you raise your hand, they'll bring it right to you and shit. Just pitching it to the cheap seats. Hey man, how are you?
Is this thing on? No. Sweet. I just kind of want to